You know, when it comes to Nintendo Switch games I want to see on the Nintendo Switch when that comes out, some of the top games I would love to see Nintendo make is a remake of Kid Icarus Uprising from the ground up, by the way, a new Legend of Zelda game featuring Link, of course, and Toon Link to be more specific, finally another Star Fox game. It feels like it's been left out in the cold for quite a while, and for the next game I would love to see something we haven't seen in a very long time, a brand new Viewtiful Joe. There's other ones too, but we'll get to that later in this video. Which, by the way, what new Nintendo Switch games would you love to see during the Nintendo Switch 2 era? I'm curious what you guys want. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the RoboChan Show, where we take the gaming news format that channels like Spawnwood or Arlo do, add a dash of animation and some cool editing on top to bring you your gaming news, leaks, and rumors in a fresh new way. If you're new here and want to be kept up on everything gaming, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a like if you enjoy the video and dislike if not, and have that notification bell on so you know when I upload. In this video, we are going to talk about games I would love to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. These games could be IPs from Nintendo like The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Donkey Kong, or any other Nintendo IPs. And not just any Nintendo IPs, but also games from third-party developers as well, and maybe even indie games. Ports, remakes, paths, any game is pretty much on the list, is what I'm trying to get at. Make sure you tell me what you want to see in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, it helps the video reach more viewers when you do, and if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle is RoboRob93. Without further delay, let's get on to the topics. So the first game I want to talk about is the Legend of Zelda series. I feel like the Legend of Zelda series has been pretty fantastic on the Nintendo Switch so far. We had the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we also had Breath of the Wild on the launch of the Nintendo Switch, which was a crazy time. Ports like Skyward Sword and Wind Waker, Oh wait, no, we don't have Wind Waker yet. I don't see why Nintendo hasn't brought that to the Switch. It's just absolutely insane. I really want it on the Switch. Hopefully someone watching this in the future when the Nintendo Switch 2 is out and Nintendo has brought it to Wind Waker and that just ages like sour milk. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, tons of Zelda games. I mean, we just recently had the Echoes of Wisdom game. The series has been all over the place in terms of Legend of Zelda games, and I just want a Toon Link game next. I mean, we've even had games on the Nintendo Switch Online service as well. But you know what type of Zelda game we haven't had? A Toon Link game. The Wind Waker is my favorite Legend of Zelda game, and maybe it's just nostalgia, but just playing the game invokes this feeling of fun and whimsicalness, if that's even a word. The whimsical nature of the characters, Toon Link's expressions are always hilarious, and even down to the combat. The combat is extremely fun and fluid. I mean, for the most part anyways. It's just a great Zelda game, and I hope the Nintendo Switch 2 brings Toon Link back on the Switch for a new adventure that can go into more of the exploration and seafaring side. Since the Nintendo Switch 2 is more powerful and the Switch as well, it's a lot more powerful than the GameCube, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom of the Toon Link games would be really amazing in my personal opinion. Next up, I want to see a new Donkey Kong game. Now, I know we have had the game from the 3DS, or will be having the game from the 3DS at the time of this recording, Donkey Kong Country HD, but other than that Donkey Kong game coming to the Nintendo Switch, we really haven't had any other Donkey Kong games in terms of new Donkey Kong games, I would say. Now, while I do enjoy the side-scrolling 3D platforming games from the recent games, think games like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Those games are really fun, it's a fantastic game. I would like Nintendo to take a jab at a 3D Donkey Kong game like they tried with Donkey Kong 64. I feel like the Switch 2 era is the perfect time not only for a new game in the series, a series that's been pretty dormant for quite some time, but also try something big, something bold, something new for Donkey Kong. I mean, the fans of Donkey Kong have been waiting a long enough. I don't know why I say Donkey Kong like that. Donkey Kong. Must be the energy drinks. But yeah, the fans of Donkey Kong have been waiting for a while for a new game, and giving them a new game and giving me a new game as well, because I guess I am a fan of Donkey Kong, would be fantastic on the Nintendo Switch 2. Next up, I would like to see a Kid Icarus Uprising remake. So when it comes to Kid Icarus Uprising, it's been on the 3DS for quite some time, and it's one of those 3DS games among many that have really held up and stood the test of time. But I'd have to say, when it comes to whether I want a remaster / port or just a full-on ground-up remake? I want a ground-up remake. There is another reason, but I'll get to that very soon. I think Kid Icarus Uprising has a pretty good chance of getting a remake, or at least a port on the Nintendo Switch 2, because we've had a lot of other 3DS games coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it's clear that Nintendo is going to this route where they take older games and put it on the Nintendo Switch. From the Wii to the Wii U to the 3DS, I mean, we just had Xenoblade Chronicles on the Nintendo Switch. Xenoblade Chronicles X, to be more specific, announced for the Nintendo Switch, so it's clear that Nintendo is going to continue going down this path, and I think it would be cool to see Kid Icarus Uprising. I mean, we've had Luigi's Mansion 2 from the 3DS, and then there's the Monster Hunter game. Of course, there's Donkey Kong Country HD, or Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, so I feel like naturally Kid Icarus Uprising would be the next one. Now, when talking about whether it should be a remaster or a ground-up remake, the reason why I say a remake is probably better is because some of the information that came out on when they were at least going around the idea of a remake / port of Kid Icarus Uprising. This is what Sakurai had to say about that. As a game in general, it's rich in content and enjoyable, and people have even asked for a modern port. However, I don't think this will be possible. Now, on second look through this, I don't think it's because of the controls. He just says it's not possible, and that was going around about, Jesus, 7 years ago. That was the launch of the Nintendo Switch. What the Nintendo Reddit post is on. That was a long time. Oh my god. It's crazy it's been 7 years since the launch of the Switch. That's insane. But anyways, back on track. So he just says it's not possible. Now, that was 7 years ago. And if I remember correctly, wasn't Xenoblade X one of those games that they said was impossible as well? Now, those are completely different games, of course. But who knows? Maybe they figured it out. Maybe they were able to put together a team. And maybe they can bring it to the Nintendo Switch too. Maybe it is possible now. I hope it is. That would be really cool. And next up, I want you guys to keep an open mind here, okay? Because I know sometimes in the past I've mentioned this, and some of you guys in the comment section said this would be dumb, but just hear me out here. So when it comes to Pokemon games, some are good, some are bad. You know what I'm talking about. Game Freak. Some of the games are great, some of the games are bad, but one game that I really hold dear in my heart is Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, specifically because they came with the best device that I absolutely love, and that device is the Pokéwalker. I want it back for another Pokemon game. We have a new music app, we have an alarm clock. Why can't we have the Pokéwalker back? I feel like Pokemon could benefit from a Pokéwalker. And with pretty much everyone having a phone nowadays, making an app instead of a Pokéwalker, because your phone does count the steps, would be fantastic. Heck, they could even make it an update for Pokemon Go. That would be pretty cool as well. Or maybe just its own separate thing. It would be pretty cool for Nintendo to do that, and even going so far as to making maybe even like little Tamagotchi type style games and stuff. Almost like a Tamagotchi style add-on for a new Pokemon game for the series. You can interact with your Pokemon, maybe even incorporate stuff from maybe Nintendogs, where you can interact with Pokemon and stuff and train them to do things. I just think that would be a pretty cool add-on. I really like the Pokéwalker and the idea of just carrying your Pokemon around. It's really cool. And then the steps, because I do a lot of cardio, especially at work, I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, Nintendo has been going pretty crazy with different things like the Nintendo theme park. We've had a Nintendo clock. We have a music app now, so I think it would be pretty cool, you know? Even though some people think it's a dumb idea, I love it. Now, the next one is some third-party games. There's two specific that I have in mind right now. I'm sure there's like 100 other ones that I would think of, but the Shadow of Mordor games are really fantastic, and I would love to see them ported to the Nintendo Switch. The combat is extremely fun, and I've spent countless hours on new playthroughs and just overall killing the orcs and unfortunately dying to them, and then coming back and trying to get some revenge. It's a game that I enjoy just going around and playing in that world, and it's kind of like an endless thing because they keep coming back. So I feel like the portability nature of the Nintendo Switch would lend fantastic to that idea of an endless world that's generating new enemies for you to fight. Oh man, you know what would be really cool if they didn't patent the Nemesis system? Having a Nemesis system in like a Pokemon gym. That would be pretty fantastic. I don't know, I just thought of that idea. But yeah, the Shadows of Mordor games would be really fantastic. Another game I want to come to that I want to see come to the Nintendo Switch, if I can talk correctly. But yeah, another game that I would love to see come to the Nintendo Switch during the Nintendo Switch 2 era is Final Fantasy XIV. The only unfortunate part about that is you're gonna have to buy the expansions again. I hate that you have to do that when you go to different platforms, but it is what it is. But yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is a fantastic game, and again, the portability nature of being able to take that around, especially if you have like a Wi-Fi connection, if it would be even strong enough, or maybe just going over to like a cousin's house or family member's house and you still have that connection for Final Fantasy XIV, and you can get in some raids or some quests, or even just being able to play it on the bed or on the couch if you don't own like a Steam Deck. And also there's just the ease of access of that as well. I know with the Steam Deck, I think at least when I looked into it on launch of the Steam Deck, you had to do some workarounds if I remember correctly. But yeah, a port of that would be fantastic. Now there are a ton of other ones that I want to talk about, but this video is already getting pretty long, so I'll save that for another video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What games would you like to see on the Nintendo Switch 2 during the Nintendo Switch 2 era? I feel like having more power with the Nintendo Switch 2 opens up the possibilities for other games and just new ideas and bigger and sometimes even better games. So let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.